welcome to my second episode of my knitting podcast that doesn't have a name yet. But I think it's okay. It's just Marlene's knitting podcast. Welcome back. Thank you so much for all of your views, likes, comments, love on my first episode. I was blown away since I posted this episode. I've been so energized by all of the feedback that I got. There were some very helpful comments. I love that I created this little cozy corner on the internet for myself now, and that you guys seem to enjoy knitting together and being in this cozy corner with myself. And so please continue. Please keep commenting in case you have any feedback or something that you would like to see. I am planning on doing some vlogs in the future. Please go follow me over on Instagram, as so many of you already did, so I'm so grateful for that. But there I post more regularly, so you will be able to follow my knitting projects more closely if you want that. I did want to wait about 3 or 4 weeks before posting my next episode, and now it's only been a week, but I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just it's addictive in some form or way. I've been having such a huge amount of knitting mojo throughout the last couple of weeks, and I've been enjoying knitting on my project so much because it was so easy and I knew all the techniques, which is quite honestly an amazing feeling. Firstly, I wanted to talk to you guys about the knitting podcast that I like to watch, and since my friend Lydia has told me about this channel, I haven't been able to stop watching her episodes. I'm talking about Chelsea from the True Lane knitting podcast. I don't know what it is about her. Maybe her character, the way she speaks is so calming and nice to listen to, and also her taste in yarn is exquisite. Which is why I've been watching every single one of her episodes while knitting my last project, and then I actually had to copy maybe 2 of her project ideas, or the last 2 projects that she did. I might have to copy in some form or way. So I did put out an order with Olivia and Oliver fibers, and I'm blaming Chelsea for that. I'm putting all the blame on her. No, but she did this amazing, I think it's sweater number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And I will be doing another pattern because this is, it's a nice sweater. I don't think it's for me as much. I like like I said in the last episode, I like the crew neck, the folded neckline. I prefer this neckline over the ones that go up higher. It's not something that I'm looking for in a sweater at the moment, but yeah, she has inspired me to buy some of the Eggnogg hand-dyed yarn, which is, I haven't seen anything like it before. It's so beautiful. And then I ordered some of the some contrast colors for a festival sweater. So I will be doing a festival sweater as well, but I will be using a beigey, more toned down base color, so maybe Peruvian Highland wool by Folklana, or double Sunday Sandnes garn, or something similar. And I will be doing orangey stripes, which I think the color is called Marigold. I will show you when they arrive, but this could take another couple of weeks because they hand dye it for the order and then send it to you. And I did also order another yarn in a beautiful mossy green shade, which I'm also gonna, this is something you guys recommended me to do, is trying to put in some, I don't know if it's going to fit here or rather here, but I'm going to put in some pictures of the things that I'm talking about, which is something that I really like to see in other people's videos, but I thought it would be so difficult to do in the editing process, which I would like to try and keep the editing process quite toned down, because I am quite stressed most of the week because of my research project job and my dissertation, which I'm writing. So this hobby is taking up a lot of my time. I'm giving it all my free time, but during the week it's not as easy to follow that. But where was I going with that? I think I've just rambled on. So yeah, I would like to knit the festival sweater as well, but by ordering the 2 shades, I thought that I might be able to knit a kids or children version from it in the future. Like, I'm not pregnant, I'm not planning on getting pregnant anytime soon. But yeah, I think it would be nice to have it in stash, and maybe even knit 2 versions of it with 2 different kinds of stripes, or maybe like change the stripes throughout the garment. Like, I don't know, I don't have like a set plan for it, but those are 2 projects that I would love to knit up. The Eggnogg I would like to use with another strand of like maybe a beigey white mohair, which I'm planning on getting in Denmark. I want to go to Denmark with my boyfriend during the spring break next year, which is also when my birthday is each year in April. And we want to drive up to Denmark because he has been so many times before on family holidays, and I've only been to Copenhagen once before when I was an au pair. I went there to look after the baby of the family that I was working for, and so the mother of the family, she was Danish, and yeah, we went and it was lovely. But I don't think I quite appreciated all the things that I would appreciate now. I don't know if that makes any sense, but being a knitter now, and I wasn't then, like, I want to go to Denmark so badly. I want to pick up some Isager. I can't pronounce it. And I know the Swedes, the Swedish people pronounce it in quite a different way than Danish people do. So Isager, it's called Isager, I think it's pronounced Isager in Danish, but I might be like completely butchering that. I might be completely butchering the word, but yeah, I want to pick up some Isager mohair for that sweater, and that is going to be either the Noor sweater by Strikkekaffe, I think the pattern design is called Strikkekaffe, or maybe the no frills sweater by PetiteKnit. I don't know yet, but yeah, I want to knit up those projects. And this was a very long-winded way of saying that I love Chelsea's podcast. So I'm linking everything that I'm talking about down in the description below, and I mean, go give them a watch if you haven't already, which I am sure you have. So the second person I wanted to talk about again is Rebecca from the Creia Bay Knitting podcast. She's from Edinburgh, and I also started watching episodes back, like starting in the beginning. She now has put out her own knitting patterns since then and has continued her journey. But yeah, I really like her intro jingle, and her accent is so warm to me. And she has made me want to go to Edinburgh so badly. I always wanted to go to Scotland one day. I think Edinburgh would be such a nice city, especially now that I know that they have such beautiful yarn stores. I might be going with a friend, like autumny Edinburgh. I think this is just like, it's just an idea in my head, which I don't know, maybe romanticize, just like the Copenhagen trip. But yeah, these are 2 trips that I would really like to take, and they are both knitting related. So continuing with my FOs, I am wearing one of my finished objects, which is kind of cheating again, but I told you guys I did knit some things before I started this knitting podcast. I've been knitting for 2 years, and this is the project that I've been knitting on for the first half of this year, and it is the Marseille sweater by PetiteKnit. I've knitted this in the 4th size, and I've knitted it with Semilla Grosso by BC Garn. And yeah, I don't know what to say about this. Actually, since my momentum has grown so much, I've been able to knit up finished objects more frequently, but this only is my 2nd finished sweater. So going back, maybe like a little story time, going back to when I started knitting, I did some dishcloths to like get the different, like the knit stitches and the purl stitches and get on with it when my friend taught me how to do it. And then my first like actual project was the Novice sweater Mohair edition by PetiteKnit. And looking back, I don't know if it was the perfect project to start with. It did definitely teach me so many techniques and endurance and patience, which I'm not the most patient person in general, but yeah. But then unfortunately I realized that the way in which the sweater is shaped is not ideal for my posture, for my body type, and it was too small under the arms, which I don't know if you can see. I like a lot of positive ease. I did knit this up in large, and I would say that I'm typically between medium and large. It was just a bit too small. And after about a year of contemplating about it, because I mean, knitting is expensive. I put so much love and a lot of time into this project. I knitted it up with the Tilia Fulcolana, I think in caramel. I try to put in a picture of what it looked like, And after about a year of just looking at it, every time that I went to my closet, I did gift it to my mom, which she just told me on the phone that she wore it yesterday and she felt so special and luxurious, which is like just making me so happy, because someone is actually getting wear and use out of this beautiful sweater that I just couldn't wear because it didn't fit me. So I'm very happy about that I could gift someone such a special gift, because actually I'm kind of a selfish knitter, because I'm actually knitting as like a way to balance my life. As I am sitting at the computer and thinking and working so much during the week, I want to do something with my hands when I'm finished. This is also why I love baking. I think I like to produce beautiful things and like keep my life and mind in balance. And it also very much helps me with my anxiety. So when I feel tense or panicky, doing something kind of like meditative with my hands has helped me so much. And yeah, I'm very grateful for it. But I'm getting distracted. So yeah, while I was knitting on a piece of garment for about like half a year, 6 months before, I'm now able to knit a sweater in 1 or 2 months, depending on how much time I got to knit and how much of my free time I spent knitting, which at the moment is almost every free minute. So my second finished object is actually still not dry completely, but I wanted to show you anyways. It is my favorite things knitwear sweater number 23. I tried to put in a picture or maybe even a video of me wearing this garment. So I've knitted this sweater with the heavy merino by Knitting for Olive in the colorway Nature, which I think it's a perfect name for it. And yeah, I don't know, I really like the fit. This could be like my favorite sweater for the next few years, and being able to knit that myself has been such a joy. And it's actually gone like it's flown off the needles, like some people like to say, because I knew most of the techniques. I've done German short rows before. The sleeves actually don't have any increases in them, which I found to be quite interesting, or no, decreases, no increases. And yeah, so I did manage to make like the tubular binding quite elastic. I'm going to put in one of these elastics in the top so it doesn't stick out. Like with this one, I did that as well. You can see it just flops back. And I love this kind of collar, like neckline detail. And yeah, so I really like this. I haven't tried it on, obviously, because it's still a bit damp. I'm going to lay it flat again after I finish filming, but yeah, I love it. It's been such a nice project to work on, and it has gone by so quickly. Like I think I just started this about a month ago, which to me is crazy. Like I'm able to do this now, it's crazy to me. Okay, so someone said as like a feedback that they would like to know how much I paid for things, which I totally get. It's not that I don't feel comfortable talking about it. Knitting can be very, very expensive. It's just that I think that these are things that you can look up quite easily, and so I will be talking about it whenever it comes to mind or whenever it fits. With this, for example, or with my sweater number 18 that I was talking about in the last episode, which I always kept calling sweater number 19, so I'm sorry about that. But with that, actually my friend, she gave me the yarn, so that was a birthday gift, so that didn't cost me anything. Like, she was so generous. I will be putting in the description, or I will be putting links, or you can just like go to your local yarn store, or maybe the online store that you like to buy yarn through, and just see how much a skein is. But for this sweater number 23, I can actually tell you exactly how much I paid. I have it, I have my computer sitting here, so I can look up some of the notes that I took. I'm getting so professional, you guys. So I've actually bought 10 skeins of the Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, which one skein is €8. So I paid €80 for the sweater number 23. I didn't use any mohair, but with washing it, it has become quite soft. It is a more rustic wool yarn, merino wool, but I don't mind that. I don't want each and every single one of my garments to have mohair. I want to switch it up, and also putting mohair in a garment makes it about 50 or 60 euros more expensive than it would have been without. So it's always a question of, can I or do I want to put in a second strand of silk or mohair or any other second yarn. I'm a bit like all over the place today. I hope you don't mind. Some of you were saying that it might get easier over time to be comfortable in front of the camera, and I think I've crossed that line. I feel so comfortable now sitting here talking to you guys. And so I only did use about 9 skeins, or even like 8 3/4 of the skeins that I bought. So I did pay around 72 euros for this sweater alone. Don't know what I'm going to do with the leftover skein. Maybe in the future I will be gifting some of my leftovers, or scraps. Not scraps, because they're like completely intact balls of yarn. Maybe gifting them. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that. I don't know if anyone would be interested in a giveaway if and when I reach 1,000 subscribers. I don't want to speak about the future like that already. But yeah, maybe in the future. So let's talk about whips. I actually have 3 of them, and I do love project bags. This one is from PetiteKnit. I have one from Strikkekaffe, and I am desperately waiting for PetiteKnit's drop of her new like real project bags. I do love these kind of like linen bags, but I also love like real like standing up, more like structured project bags. And if you're interested in like things like that, I can show you those in the next video, because I'm still waiting on one that I bought on Etsy, which is also so cute. So I'm looking forward to that. And my first whip, it's the Stockholm Hat and that orange feeling colorway. And I did make a mistake, and I made the mistake even when I was gauge swatching, so that's why I thought I wasn't making a mistake. I only used one of the strands of the Sandnes garn with PetiteKnit yarn, because I forgot. When I realized I made the mistake, I didn't frog it, I just kept on knitting, because I think it could be quite nice for this to be a bit thinner. But that actually means that I have one of those skeins left as well. So I have quite a few like single skeins left over, which I don't know yet what I'm going to do with them. I might be knitting up some mittens in the future. So yeah, if you have any idea on what to do with them, hit me up. I did think that this would be, because I have 2.5 skeins left of this beautiful blue color, which I did use as a contrast color for this sweater. I thought maybe to use this in another hat. So yeah, this was my first whip. My second whip is actually another hat. It's a new pattern for me. This is the Bayou Beanie. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Witre design. Again, I told you about this. This was an acquisition. I bought the wrong yarn. I was supposed to buy the Lamul yarn, and I bought the phenol yarn because, I don't know, in my head that sounded about right. So yeah, I've casted this on. I've never done knit 2 purl 2. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going okay. This is going to be a Christmas gift for my boyfriend. He already knows, because I can't keep a secret like that from him. But yeah, I think I should be able to knit this up before Christmas. And he does like to wear like those very short fisherman's hat. Doesn't cover your ears, so it doesn't really make any sense to wear those anyways. But yeah, he likes to wear those kinds of beanies. Yeah, so I thought I'd try and knit up another beanie. This bag is actually by Dilla Camilla, which is also an online store that I really like, and the next one is also by them. And I love this kind of lavender print. This is quite a small project bag, but perfect for what I'm about to show you, which hasn't changed since I showed you this the last time, only that I took away the needles because I need them for the Bayou beanie, and apparently I only own one pair of 3.5 millimeter needles. So yeah, this is quite tangled up, and this is the Sophie scarf, again a gift knit. So lastly, I wanted to talk about acquisitions, and as you can see, I already have my one of my baskets here, which someone was interested in having like, or seeing like a stash tour. But yeah, I don't know how I'm going to be able to show you. I don't actually have a huge stash, which is also something that I wanted to say, because I'm at the moment, I think I'm kind of stash building. I only had those leftover skeins and one slip over quantity of yarn in my stash before filming the first episode, which did have quite a huge yarn haul in it, which I know I bought quite a few things, and I'm still continuing on with the yarn shopping spree. But to be fair, I didn't have anything closely or remotely considered a stash before. So yeah, I'm building a stash, but only of like projects that I have already lined up in my head. Like there are only projects that I did have on my to knit wish list before. But yeah, talking about acquisitions, this beautiful basket has my next project in it. This is actually gifted, which I'm so thankful for. This is Kremke Soul Wool, a sweater quantity of the Reborn wool recycled, which I think is such a cool concept that the wool is recycled. This is the colorway. Of course, I don't know. It is, I'm gonna put it here or here. But yeah, this is 100 grams per 200 meters. And to pair with this, I bought the Kremke Soul Wool Silky Kit, and this should be something related to chocolate. But I will also put the name of the color here on the side, and this is 25 grams per 210 meters. And I think this is going to make the most beautiful zipper sweater. I'm actually terrified of putting in the zipper, but before then I will have to knit like the whole yoke and even the whole, maybe even the whole sweater. So yeah, I'm like so excited for this project. And when they asked me if they could send me some yarn for my next project, I was like, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So again, this is the recycled Reborn wool, and this is the Kit Silk Mohair. So yeah, I think this is everything. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, for all the love, the feedback. Thank you for coming back if you've already watched episode number 1. And I will be probably be putting out another episode within the next like 3 weeks or something like that. And it will depend on how busy I am. But if you want to follow me in the meantime, you can hop over to Instagram and follow me at Like Other Women. And I would love to know what you guys were working on while watching or listening to this episode, and what you're working on in general at the moment. And again, if you do have any comments and feedback, I'm so grateful for you guys being here and following my knitting journey and sharing yours. Let's keep chatting in the comments, and happy knitting.